So.
Okay. I'm Greg Clem. I teach fine arts at Dayton State Community College, and I have an MFA in fine art and sculpture, and I earned that at the University of Cincinnati. Well, the work that I have in the show here deals with a lot of the same kind of materials and processes that I've worked with for several years now, mainly probably coming from my background as a child and an adult working with these types of materials, a lot of concrete and natural materials, lumber and things of that nature. So they kind of inhabit that world of the sort of materials that you might find in your everyday kind of experience. And I just kind of draw on that language, I guess, and those experiences of that material that most of us have when we look at something that's made of concrete, or we interact with something that's made of concrete, for instance, and that sort of automatic tactile response, that physical understanding, I guess, of those kind of materials. I've kind of applied those to my work. I've also got some other objects that include some photo and scrolling photos and that are installed in trash cans here at Blue House that require you to kind of engage with them, look through a hole and watch the photos as they pass. Those pieces, along with the pieces that are hanging on the walls, which I'll call paintings, for lack of a better term, just wall-based work, all touch on the concerns that I have as an artist, and I guess that we all have as human beings, about sort of dealing with impermanence, change, moments of life, objects, items changing, decaying, repurposing themselves, moving past, and sort of an inability to kind of grasp and hang on to those. And I think what speaks to that most poignantly, or most, maybe not poignantly, but most directly, would be the images in the trash cans as they're scrolling, as you look through the peephole. They're constantly changing and moving, right? And they're transient. Much like the photos themselves when they were taken, this kind of desire to grab something and hang on to it in perpetuity, right? To kind of make it immutable, which is kind of impossible in that constant state of becoming. And the trash cans themselves, the environment that the photos exist inside of that trash can, also kind of lends itself to a similar kind of meaning. We throw things away, or we dispose of things. It's sort of, it's an impermanent sort of object, and the trash can is this transitional vessel in a lot of ways. The paintings speak in a similar way, but more indirectly maybe, in terms of the materials that are being used. The fact that the paintings look very sturdy and solid and rough, but at the same time are very delicate and prone to being easily damaged. So playing with those ideas, I hate to pin it down too much more, because I think art needs to be open enough so that individuals can connect with it. In fact, I guess I don't think of the objects in the show as art themselves. I think of the interaction between the person experiencing those pieces and those pieces. That interaction is really where the art is. You know, my kind of hope is that the work sticks in some way and starts a dialogue, as it were, so that it's an ongoing process even after a viewer sees the piece. They continue to maybe think about it. Maybe it's not a constant thought, but 5 or 10 years down the road, something pops in their mind, and they're thinking about that in a new kind of way, right? And connecting the dots in that capacity. So, I ultimately kind of want it to just be the experience of the work, and to kind of allow, like I said, folks to kind of connect to it in their own way, whatever they're bringing to it. You know, to use the cliche, you know, it's And I often get frustrated by artist statements, right? Because they can be either really ambiguous and full of flowery language, right? Or deliberately full of flowery language so that you can't understand what is being said. And I can respect that if folks would want to know more specifically about what the work is about. But at the same time, it's in this case, I'd kind of just leave it with where I explain things and allow that kind of interaction, sort of like a song that you may like, and then later on you find out what the words are and you don't like it anymore. I kind of like to leave it where it's still that enjoyment of the work itself. And they're meant to be, the pieces are meant to be kind of puzzling